Have you always wanted to travel to Europe? Is it on your bucket list? Well, you don't want to miss this unique opportunity. AAA Travel's Amy Moreno is here to tell us about a really cool way to see Europe. And I actually heard you on the radio this morning coming in, and we're talking about cruising, and it's a big trend right now.
It is. It's not slowing down. If you look at the fact that there's more ships out there and they're almost always to capacity, it's not slowing down, whether that's river cruising or ocean liner. And honestly, river cruising has taken off in the last 2-3 years, probably even more so than ocean liners.
Okay, now explain the difference. I mean, it sounds like it's obvious, but explain the difference between a cruise and river cruising.
Well, river cruise is a much smaller vessel. Usually it's going to be 60 to maybe 120 people versus, maybe 800 to 5,000. Yeah. And you're on river, so it's a much smoother sort of sailing and much more intimate. So on this trip we're talking about today with Viking River Cruises, they do an amazing job of picking really fantastic itineraries. In a single trip you can see, Germany and Holland and Austria and so many places that you might not be able to squeeze into one trip if you're doing a tour.
But it's up close and personal, like you said, and it's so intimate, and like the ratio of people taking care of you versus passengers.
It is fantastic, and there's some great pictures of the ships themselves. They have a class of ship called the Viking Longship, which are phenomenal. These have actually a new type of engine which is eco-friendly, which makes the sailing even smoother than it has historically been.
Really?
All of their staterooms have these phenomenal floor-to-ceiling windows where you're just able to see everything as you're sailing by. I love some of these pictures because you can actually see how close you are to cities, to vineyards, to everything that you're going by. So you can truly sit on your balcony, or you can sit on the top deck, which has a 360-degree view, and take it all in. Even when you're not in port, you're taking in your surroundings.
Right, because when you think about it, when you're on a big, huge cruise ship, you're seeing, nothing but ocean, but on a river, there is always something to see.
And I love these itineraries. I've done several the last few years, but this is really about the experience of where you're going and getting immersed. So Viking does a phenomenal job of creating these excursions, which are all included in your price.
Wow.
And they're going to be not just about the big things like the churches or the literary walks, but sometimes you might be hosted by a local family, you might be going to local vineyards. There's just some really truly unique experiences that you'll have.
Oh my gosh, this is so on my list of things to do.
It has to be.
It has to be. Every time every time we talk about it, I'm like, why would you not want to do this?
Well, and it's a great experience from so many perspectives, but right now, if we're looking at the opportunities, this is the best possible time. We're in what we call wave season, which is the best cruising time. I mean, the best time to book cruises.
Okay.
So there's some really great, fantastic packages out there. Viking has some really neat promos, and you can couple that with AAA benefits where you're getting shipboard credits. So if you're doing a trip that's under 13 days, you get $125 shipboard credit to pay for maybe some extra things like a massage or that type of thing.
Yeah.
If it's 14 days or more, it's $200. But keep in mind, when you're doing this type of a trip, it's also more inclusive than a traditional ocean liner, because you do have not just your meals, but you've got your beverages, you've got your beer and wine, which are all from local places. You've got your excursions. So it's a much more all-encompassing price point than if you were doing a traditional cruise.
And this particular cruise right here, this is the special offer that's happening now.
Yes, and it's limited time, so we are seeing this phenomenal. So you can do a Viking River Grand European, which is going to hit like 4 countries in this sailing. 2-for-1 price on the cruise, but even more importantly, there's free air from multiple cities within the United States, including Phoenix and Tucson.
Wow.
On select departures. So like I say, right now is the time to book.
But so what on select departures, right?
Find the right one.
Find the right one. All right. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much, Amy. I promise I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this one of these days. Give AAA Travel a call today. This is how you book your dream vacation at 1-877-731-3926 to take advantage of this special offer, or go online at AAA.com/travel.